Roatan, a slender emerald. Brushstroke set in the Cerulean Caribbean, belongs to the Bay Islands chain off Honduras's north coast. Once a pirate hideout, later a sleepy fishing outpost, the island now lures travelers with a promise of technicolor, coral reefs, barefoot beach bars, and a culture that blends Garifuna rhythms with Latin hospitality. A single paved road curls past mango groves and clapboard schools, painted sea green, linking villages where every second person seems to know a world-class dive site or a secret tamale recipe. If you have 8 minutes to dream, or better yet, 8 days to explore, let these 8 destinations sketch the soul of Roatan. 1. West Bay Beach. Imagine flower-fine sand shelving into water so clear you can count every ridged grain beneath your toes. That is West Bay, repeatedly crowned one of the Caribbean's top beaches. Mornings start languidly. Pelicans eye snorkelers from wooden piers, while coconut vendors machete husks with practiced flicks. Just offshore, the Mesoamerican barrier, reef bursts into life. Brain coral ridges, purple sea fans, schools of blue tangs swirling like confetti. Swim 20 strokes and you are in a living aquarium. Swim 50 and you might drift over the dramatic drop-off nicknamed the Wall, where the sea plunges cobalt black and eagle rays hover like UFOs in slow motion. Back on land, a hammock and a slice of key lime pie from a beachfront shack reset the afternoon to island tempo. 2. West End Village. Follow the main road north and you trade sprawling resort lawns for West End's sand-floored bars, reggae, pulse, and dive shops wafting neoprene and espresso. At sunset, the wooden boardwalk fills with chatter in English, Spanish, and island Creole as dive logs are stamped and lionfish tacos sizzle on grills. Favorite ritual? Join locals on Half Moon, Bay's tiny strip of sand where you can watch the sun slip behind moored sailboats and paint a watercolor wash across the sky. After dark, twinkling fairy lights guide you to beach bonfires, where travelers trade reef tales over salvavida beers until the waves hush like lullabies. 3. Goombalimba Park. To taste Roatan's wild interior, head to Goombalimba, a 20-hectare eco-park where scarlet macaws flash through the canopy and white-faced capuchins play aerial tag. A swinging suspension bridge leads to a botanical garden alive with cacao, nutmeg, and hibiscus, while an underground cave exhibit recounts pirate lore beside artifacts salvaged from wrecks. The zipline course whooshes above emerald ravines, and a salty dip in the park's private beach feels doubly sweet after your adrenaline spike. Glide in a clear-bottom kayak across seagrass meadows, and you might spot a sea turtle browsing like a gentle cow of the ocean. 4. Anthony's Key and the Roatan Institute for Marine Sciences. On a mangrove-fringed islet just northwest of Sandy Bay, wooden bungalows perch above turquoise shallows connected by rope bridges. Here, the Roatan Institute for Marine Sciences pairs responsible dolphin encounters with coral restoration projects. Sign up for the early morning snorkel. Fin alongside Atlantic bottlenose dolphins as they vault and spin in wild open water, guided only by curiosity and the faint click of sonar. Later, visit the Institute's coral nursery, where staghorn fragments grow on underwater trees before being transplanted to damaged reef. Few experiences knit wonder and stewardship together so elegantly. 5. Little French Key. A quick water taxi across a glassy channel lands you on Little French Key, a private islet dressed like a daydream. Palapa bars serve mojitos laced with local Flor de Caña rum, while swing beds dangle inches above the shallows. Adventure calls too. Paddleboards glide over starfish flats, horseback rides splash through surf, and a small wildlife sanctuary houses rescued toucans and ocelots. Claim a hammock under leaning palms and surrender to the hush broken only by reef parakeets and the clink of ice in your glass. 6. Carambola Botanical Gardens and Nature Trails. Not far from Anthony's Key lies Carambola, where ginger lilies, perfume humid air, and chocolate trees, Theobroma cacao, dangle leathery pods. Follow the Iguana Wall Trail uphill through dense mahogany to the summit of Carambola Mountain. The reward: a heart-stopping panorama of reef-rimmed coastline, and on cloudless days, the faint silhouette of mainland Honduras. Keep eyes peeled for the diminutive Roatan Honole, a lizard found nowhere else on Earth, its scales gleaming emerald, in dappled sunlight. 7. Punta Gorda. History sings in Punta Gorda, Roatan's oldest permanent settlement, founded by Garifuna exiles in 1797. Color-washed houses stilt above the sea, drum beats ripple from community halls, and the scent of cassava bread drifts from outdoor clay ovens. Time your visit for Sunday, and witness the weekly dip dance. Women in voluminous skirts sway to maracas and conch shell horns while men respond with nimble footwork, retelling ancestral tales of resistance and sea journeys. Between sets, sample hudut, coconut milk stew with plantains and snapper, proving culture tastes as rich as it sounds. 8. Oak Ridge and the Mangrove Tunnels. On Roatan's east end, the asphalt gives way to a seaside village nicknamed the Venice of the Caribbean. Oak Ridge's pastel clapboard homes perch on stilts above a fjord-like harbor, reachable only by launch. Fishermen ferry visitors through narrow mangrove tunnels where arched roots knit overhead into living. Cathedrals light spears through leaves, illuminating herons, sleeping fruit bats, and water as dark and still as glass. Beyond the tunnels lies the reef-sheltered bar of Paya Bay, where you can end the day floating in limpid water while frigate birds trace lazy circles against an apricot sky. Roatan's magic lives in these contrasts, coral kingdoms a breath away, from jungle orchids, pirate myths retold beside cutting-edge conservation labs, Garifuna chants echoing beyond sleek dive boats. Spend 8 minutes imagining, or 8 sunsets exploring, and you will find that the island offers not just postcard blues, but a kaleidoscope of tastes, stories, and smiles. When you finally board the plane home, sand will still cling between pages of your passport, and the reef's luminous palette will linger behind your eyelids, calling you back to that slender Caribbean brushstroke where wonder feels as natural as breathing.